What happens if? What happens if something happens to Kane
Well,
tonight?
it can happen any day, any training, any game. The fact is, you can't have your cake and eat it. Gareth can't expect to choose Harry Kane for every England squad and play him in every meaningless friendly and Nations League game and hardly ever give him a rest when you've got other strikers there. He won't start because he's desperate for result, and then expect Tottenham to rest him in a cup competition, one of the few that can win, and they haven't won for a long time. With the injuries they've got...
Can they not win this tie without him?
Possibly.
I mean, this is a Carabao Cup.
Why would you take...
And England...
I'll tell you what I'd do. I wouldn't care less if I was the Tottenham manager about England. I would speak to Harry Kane, say, how do you feel? And if he says, fine, say, you up for it? Yeah, I want to play. You're in. Winners the game. Simple as.
I mean, think of the headlines tomorrow, Simon, if... And my God, I mean, I know I'm tempting fate, so let's hope it doesn't happen. Let's hope it doesn't get anywhere near happening. Think of the headlines tomorrow morning if the unthinkable happens. And Kane is ruled out.
A player getting injured in a football match.
But not just any player.
But it is what it is. I mean,
in a Carabao Cup
he can
match.
get injured. They're not going to pull him out against Leeds United on Saturday, are they? So he could get injured against Leeds United. He could have got injured on Saturday or Sunday.
But this is different
played.
tonight, isn't it? Look at what Lampard did with Everton.
Well, no. I mean, first of all, Nottingham Forest will approach this game as an opportunity to build momentum. Tottenham Hotspur want to be in cup competitions. Conte wants to win something. Danny's absolutely and explicitly right that the dynamic of a competition that you can win is one you want to participate in, not give yourself an opportunity to get knocked out on. And England will have to just sit back and wait.
No compromise between club and country.
Absolutely not.
So does Trippier start for Newcastle tonight?
Well, that's up to Newcastle. But if they
even
want
after
to,
what looked like a wee hamstring
if they
tweak on
believe
Saturday.
that their best team includes Trippier and they're approaching the game with their best team, that's their choice. If they're mandated to take players out of the team, which I'm pretty sure they won't be, but if they feel a necessity to rest players for their own reasons, because their domestic priorities supersede their cup priorities, then that's fine. But it's not because the paymasters of the players, the domestic clubs that give these players their livelihoods, should have to compromise because the players are playing in a mid-season World Cup tournament that they had nothing to do with. And ultimately, they would have insulated these players. But as Danny says, at which point in meaningless friendlies did England consider... We all know what Harry Kane does. There's no need to play him. We all know what he looks like and all knows what he's capable of doing. We all know what the team format is built around him. So you could easily put Harry Kane on the sidelines and reduce the exposure for the domestic season.
If this was a crunch Premier League match, yeah.
It's a crunch.
I get where you're coming from, Simon.
It's a crunch League Cup match because Tottenham Hotspur can win this cup.
But they can win it with Harry on the bench.
Possibly, but they can also win it more likely with Harry in a forward starting line against a team in Nottingham Forest who are a Premier League side that would like to win this game at home, would like to build momentum. Why give them that? Why give them their head?
But he's a special player, right? We're agreed on that. So Southgate holds his breath for 90 minutes tonight.
I think you've just got to understand football in that every time a player goes on the pitch, irrelevant at the competition, they've got a chance of getting injured, as they have when they turn up for training. Even going on the bench, sometimes you get cold, your muscles get tight. It's not a good idea for players who are used to playing.
It's the fact, though, it's a Carabao Cup. No disrespect to it.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from in terms of Kane's priorities in his life. Would he rather be missed the World Cup to play in a Carabao Cup?
Would you rather go through the fourth round of the Carabao Cup or play in the World Cup?
Yeah, but would you rather play in a Premier League game you lose? It's all well and good after the event, isn't it? If he plays and scores the winner at Forest tonight and they end up winning the League Cup at the end of the season, he's lifting that trophy.
But also by the same token, you start encouraging a mentality in a player that he's got to watch himself. You'll start building an underlying connotation. If you project towards injury, that's where you land. And if you start saying players, I'm going to take you out because potentially this is a game that we can win on our own and we don't want to put you in a risk of something, then you start to build in a player's mind a certain reaction and a propensity not to get involved in things because they're protecting themselves. And all of a sudden they get injured because they're not doing what they naturally do, which is play football as they naturally would without fear or favour.
So step into Harry's boots for me at this moment, Danny. They've had the conversation. What did he say to Conte about tonight?
I'll play.
From the start?
That's what I'd say.
Okay.
He'll be too busy giving Edwin Van Der Sar advice, though, won't he, anyway? How to win things.
Is there ever a case for club versus country finding a compromise and the former actually helping the latter? In other words, the club helping the country at this particular time with Qatar just round the corner. Harry Kane starts tonight. Tottenham fans, that's nothing other than what you'd expect, is it not? Or England fans, do you wish he was sitting on the bench? 03717 223344 81089. It's 9:30.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.